Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at Sanctus Reach again, but this time I'm going to be discussing a lot more information about the game. The last video I put out was more of a showing off of the actual content that was in the game, whereas this video is going to be more information based of what the actual game has in terms of stuff like the missions and the editor and stuff like that. Firstly, let me let me apologise. Last video, I called this game an RTS, and I got so much rage off people. You know, it was an innocent mistake. I actually knew it was a turn-based strategy game, but it was just a slip of the tongue. I said RTS, and everyone was in the comments going, "Hey, this is not an RTS. Dawn of War 3 is an RTS. Know your stuff, idiot." And I was like, okay. Secondly, let me apologise to the developers, since the actual build I actually shown off last time, I wasn't allowed to show that off. That was actually a beta build where I was supposed to show the demo build off, but I got my links messed up, and I downloaded the beta build thinking it was the press build, and the developers like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It was an innocent mistake. We're not going to ask you to take the video down or anything like that." So props to the developers for that, and I'm thankful that yeah, they was very kind for me on that situation. Anyway, let's jump in and let's get some of this information passed across, and hopefully some of your chaps' questions answered. Okay, so probably the most common question that was posted on the video was, is this game Space Wolves and Orcs only? And probably the most easiest answer for that is yes. This is Space Wolves and Orcs only. If anyone knows the tabletop at all, Sanctus Reach was actually a box set. It was like a starter box set put out by GW. I think it was like a year ago now. It's basically they tend to put these box sets out to try and bring people in to the hobby to get more people buying the models and stuff like that, and this was a box set that they put out. They attached some lore to it, as they do for most of their box sets, which, you know, had a little story, who was there and all that kind of jazz, and obviously this has been passed over now towards the game itself. Now, pushing on to the subject, if it's just Space Wolves and Orcs, I'm hoping that if the game is successful, and from the feedback I'm getting off a lot of people, I think it will be a very successful game. I think a lot of people have already hooked. I know I keep seeing people saying, "Oh, this is amazing, it just looks like tabletop and stuff, I'm definitely buying this." So hopefully, if they do get a really good following to this game, they actually may add other chapters, other armies and stuff like that, because the engine itself, the models on the engine are basically just more or less one for one tabletop model. So I can't see why not. They can't just add other armies or chapters and sub-factions into the game and all that kind of cool stuff, because the engine supports it, the gameplay mechanics supports it. It's basically, like I just said, it's a turn-based game. It's all about stats and stuff. It's not like it's a fast-paced RTS game like Dawn of War 3, so you know, it can be worked in. It's just if they want to do that, and if the game has success for adding more content, I think there'll definitely be DLC in the future, but I don't know if it's going to be kept Space Wolves and Orcs. Anyway, let's push on to the next subject. So the actual build you're seeing now in the background is a demo build. As I said before, the other game build was a beta build, so in this game I can't really show that much off, because it's just it's basically a demo build. Like, it doesn't have the skirmish mode or the editor put into it, because it's a demo build. So I can't really show you that. But on the subject of the editor, I think the editor for me is where I'm going to get my main fun out of this game. Now, from the last build I did, I couldn't launch. Well, I did manage to launch it, but I wasn't recording when I did launch it. Sod's law, and I actually went in and I actually played the scenario, and the scenario was absolutely fantastic. Like, before I went in, I was in the editor. I changed it all around, so I selected what map I want. I selected a fortress map. I was defending the fortress map. If anyone knows what a fortress is in GW tabletop standards, you know, the fortress you can actually buy from Forge World, that like spiky Citadel one. I think it's like £800 or something ridiculously stupid like that. It was basically that, and it was so cool. You know, I keep coming back to it. It's basically a 1-for-1 reference off the tabletop, which for me in a game like this is it's what I want. You know, you can't really go wrong when you're just copying GW's stuff, because GW have some fantastic models. All it's needed is the gameplay mechanics, and the gameplay mechanics in this game for me are bang on. I'm having fun. It's one of these games where I can get lost in, and going back to that, just getting lost in the game is what the last video I did. I think it was around 40 minutes. Now I expected to jump into that game and just have like a 20-25 minute round battle, and it wasn't like that at all. I was there 2 hours later going, oh my god, the orcs have destroyed me, what have I done, you know, how can I explain this to the wolf lords? And yeah, you know, for me this is what I want from a game. I want content, I want playability, I want to jump in and just get lost for hours and come out at the end of it thinking, wow, okay, I've lost 5 hours of my life, but you know, it was worth it because I destroyed all the orcs. So on that front, the game does have a lot of playability, and you know, it's great to see. Anyway, let's get back to the questions because I'm just rambling on. So another thing which was posted is that, what does this game have? Does it have campaigns? Can I play as orcs? Can I play as space wolves? So according to this letter that I've got off the devs, the game has 2 campaigns with a total of 16 set-piece story missions. So you actually do have 16 story missions. You can play as orcs and space wolves. So what my gist would be that you have 8 orc missions and 8 space wolf missions. Those are story missions, because adding to that you have 37 campaign skirmish matches as well. Now, if I was a guessing guy, which I am, let's guess, is that I would think you have the 8 main story missions, and then you have the like branches off each main mission, which are skirmish missions, where you can probably go and maybe there's objectives where if you complete it you get more XP, or maybe you get like a certain unit to add to your army, you know, maybe certain weapons and stuff like that. So you know, there is quite a lot of content if you're just jumping in to play this game as a single player aspect. So it actually does have a lot of content there. On the subject of multiplayer, now I've never played a Slytherin multiplayer game. I've never really gone online and played the like Armageddon and stuff like that, because for me this game I just love sitting back and just relaxing for a few hours, just losing myself in just turn-based strategy really. But it does have multiplayer. It uses the PDEM++ system. Now I have no idea what that is, so if anyone can let me know what that is, I would be grateful. I'm probably guess that it's their like own servers, so you have to go on and make like your own account and stuff like that, and yeah, it's just on like on their database and stuff. As we discussed, the game does have an editor. The editor, like I said before, is probably got to be my main drag to purchase in this game, because you can just go in and just do anything you want, you know, set the sizes, the maps different, select which map you want, select how many points you want, select who you want to be, space wolves or orcs, select the turns, select the points. Like on my last build I went up to 15,000 points and it just kept going, so I don't know how big it goes. I really should have sat down and just clicked all night to see how many points I could get. But I'm hoping that the editor, say for example you make a certain map and certain points within the editor, that can be taken to the actual multiplayer aspect as well, because there's nothing more that I would love is that I organise like a campaign night with some of my chaps from Vigila Mortis, and we make certain maps for certain scenarios and stuff, and then we can play each other with them scenarios. So I'm hoping that the editor itself will be dragged across to the actual multiplayer aspect of the game. Now regarding units and stuff in the game, which again this question was asked, is that basically this game has more or less every unit you can think of which you can deploy in a Space Wolf or Orc force on the tabletop. As you can see below now in the video in the background, I'm only playing really a small scenario, and you can see like all the Terminators and stuff which I have with with that. So yeah, you know, it's one of them things. Is if it has basically, if it is on the tabletop, I wouldn't put it past it being in this game. Obviously, I haven't really played the end games of this, so I don't know if they're gonna have Titans. Well, they do have a form of Titan. They have a Knight, which is classed as in the Titan family. So they do have Knights in the game. So yeah, we do have form of Knight. I don't know if they're gonna have like Reavers or Warlord Titans or Warhound Titans and stuff like that. Maybe in expansions and stuff. Hopefully they will, because you know the Knight itself, the actual model and the way it moves and stuff is absolutely fantastic. I love it. But yeah, I think I'm just going to end it out there, chaps. If you guys have got any more questions and stuff like that, please let me know in the comments. I'm hoping this video has passed on some more information to you and explain the game a bit more. The game is scheduled to come out on January the 19th. Again, that probably could change, but for now, that's what's on their Steam store page. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all again soon, and yeah, have a nice weekend. It's Friday now, so have a good one, chaps, and hope you enjoy yourselves. See you now, and bye bye.